Hey, Elizabeth, it's Nikolas. I just saw the paper about AJ. Just wanted to make sure everything was all right. If you need anything, don't hesitate to call.
All right.
Bye.
Oh, I'm not picky, really. Any available two-bedroom will do. I just want to see as many as possible today. Oh, great. Okay, thank you so much.
What are you doing?
I'm leaving. I appreciate your offer to let me stay here. It was very chivalrous.
But you've decided not to accept?
Considering the circumstances, I think it's best if I find my own place.
Forget it. You're not going anywhere.
Hey, Michael, you came.
Did you think I wouldn't?
After last night, I wasn't sure what to expect.
How are you?
After they found a murder weapon with my fingerprints on it, I didn't know what to expect.
I said I'd stand by you.
Michael, I obviously killed Connie. Even if I was too stinking drunk to remember it. Some father you have, huh? I want you to know that I wouldn't blame you if you couldn't stand by a murder.
You don't have to worry. It's not like I'll be living in a cardboard box. I have retained a very reputable realtor, and she's lined up several places for me to look at. So.
Yes, I heard that. Nevertheless, you can't spend all day running back and forth between places. I mean, come on, you're huge right now. Britt, you can't...
Thanks.
I'm sorry, that's not what I meant. I'm fairly certain that none of the baby books advise frantic real estate searches in the last gasp of pregnancy.
I would feel better if I found a place to stay.
You already have a place to stay. For now.
Really? Is that a royal decree, Your Highness? I hate to break it to you, but I'm not your subject. And I need to find a place to stay before my baby is born.
I already told you, you're in no condition.
The only way out of it is having this kid, and as soon as I do, I'm gonna need a place to take him home to. Among a ton of other things. I don't even have a car seat to drive him away from the hospital. It's not like anyone's gonna be giving me a baby shower.
Britt, you know, if there's anything that you need...
What? You'll give it to me? I appreciate your impulse, Prince. It's very gracious. It's just another example of your flawless manners. But let's be honest.
I was under the impression that honesty wasn't one of your strong suits.
My point exactly. Ever since I told you what I did to Patrick, you can't even look at me. You say you want me to stay, but really, you want me gone. In the worst way. Elizabeth, you okay?
Yeah, I heard. I'm not going anywhere, Dad.
I can't tell you how much that means to me.
Look, I'm not going to be the only one here supporting you either.
No, you're the only one here now.
Look, Diane's on her way. Grandmother's leaving her medical conference early. She's getting the first flight out of Buenos Aires.
God, Mom has to fly home for yet another disaster. Courtesy of yours truly.
The point is, you're going to have people here for you, okay? People who care about you.
Yeah, just not Elizabeth.
It's awful. I mean, Connie and I were never friends, but my God, she was robbed of her life. It's tragic,
Yeah,
you know?
it is.
I can't imagine how Sonny's handling this. I mean, he cannot deal with grief and the fact that it was AJ. It's just typical.
Typical.
Yeah, this is exactly what AJ does. He stands up and he announces to the world that he's a changed man, and he goes on and on and on until he finally convinces someone to believe in him. And then he crashes and burns. Usually it's in the bottom of a bottle, sometimes it's sober. And then someone winds up, what? Brain damage? Dead? And there's AJ standing in the wreckage going, what? I didn't mean to. It's pathetic and it's ugly, and worst of all, Michael's around now to watch it all happen.
Have you spoken with Michael?
No. I mean, not since AJ was arrested. I don't know what to say. I mean, I don't want to add to his pain and say I told you so. Michael wanted to give AJ a chance. You know why? Because Michael's a good kid. Michael's generous and he's fair. And I knew AJ would do this. I knew he would disappoint Michael. Whatever. I guess it's, you know. Michael needed to find out the kind of man AJ is. You need to find out, too.
I have to admit, you have done some pretty despicable things.
Please, don't sugarcoat it.
No matter how I feel about what you've done, there are certain facts that cannot be changed. The most glaringly obvious being that you're about to give birth. I can only imagine the toll that apartment hunting and moving and trying to put together a nursery might have on you. And I believe it's too much to handle on your own.
I appreciate your concern, but I am a doctor.
Yes, I'm aware of that. And if you had a patient in a similar situation, would you advise this course of action? Come on, admit it. Any undue stress right now would not be good for you or the baby.
You know what? You can go and be armchair OB all you want, but I know my own body, okay? I am very capable of looking at a few apartments. I mean, besides, why do you care anyway? None of this is your responsibility.
You're right, it's not my responsibility. It's the dad's.
I care about you. How could I not? Your precious little boy saved Jocelyn's life, and we're always going to be connected. When I saw that you were going out with AJ, I was worried about you. I knew you were going to try and save him.
Is that what I was doing?
I knew AJ was going to fail you. At least things didn't get too far. And now you've seen his true colors.
I know you said something to Elizabeth. It was about Jake.
I was at the floating rib, and I was falling off the wagon hard. She was trying to help me, but she was getting in the way of my drinking, so I decided that I found the perfect way to get rid of her. I threw a dead child in her face. I basically said that it was her fault, that she was a bad mother because she let her child die. What kind of piece of scum says something like that? I mean, to anybody, let alone the woman that he cares about. I'll tell you who does it. The same person that would kill somebody for writing an article that he didn't like. Which is why I've decided, Michael, that I'm gonna plead guilty.
Sonny's going through AJ. Dad. But you cannot plead guilty. Be taking away all of your options.
Listen to Michael, AJ. He is particularly well-versed in this aspect of criminal law.
Diane, thank God. Maybe you can talk some sense into it.
This is my decision. I've made up my mind.
Oh, really? When were you planning on informing your attorney? We've been over this, AJ. You plead guilty, you tie my hands. You plead not guilty, and I can work my magic. Worst case scenario, we plead you down, a lesser charge, a lighter sentence. Best case scenario, outright acquittal.
After what I did.
Unless you remember something, you still don't even know what you did.
The guilt, the remorse, whatever you may feel, that is for you to take up with your shrink or your minister. But this is a court of law. And you pleading guilty to first-degree murder leads you down one road. That's spending the rest of your life in prison.
And trust me, AJ, you don't want to spend 6 months in Pentonville, let alone the rest of your life.
Listen to me. I'm so sorry. You know, I got that second chance. I wanted to prove myself at ELQ to you. I wanted to be that father that you deserve, and I failed.
Failing isn't falling down. Failing is refusing to get back up. Look, whatever happened that night during your blackout, that was you falling down. But this is your chance to stand up. Look, listen to Diane. Let her fight for you.
Michael, it's not gonna work. Look, that good man that I wanted to be, it means nothing, not to you and not to Elizabeth. Man, I tried so hard with her, and I ruined everything. I blew it, and she's done with me. But you get it, she gave me a second chance, and I threw it away. And she knows who I am now. I'm a person that could kill someone.
Oh, please, would you stop wallowing? This is totally counterproductive. We haven't even begun to fight.
Look, it's over. I've got nothing left to fight for. I've lost everything.
Connie's death was a tragic waste. Learn from it. AJ hurts everyone around him. I hope for your sake it was a clean break.
Hello?
Elizabeth, it's Michael. This is an emergency. I need your help.
Michael, what's going on?
I'm at the courthouse. AJ's about to plead guilty against his lawyer's advice.
He is?
Look, a guilty plea means he goes to prison. Diane won't have any leverage to bargain some kind of a reduced sentence. It's a murder. He's gonna get life.
It's very sad.
And look, I know things are bad between you two right now. And you're hurting and you have every right to, but if you could please come to the courthouse today, now, you might help AJ change his mind about his plea.
Why?
Well, because he feels like he's lost everything right now, and that he deserves this, and you're part of that reason. Because of how he hurt you with what he said about Jake. And it was horrible, I know.
Do you?
Look, I'm not asking you to stand by AJ's side or forgive him for what he did. If you can come to the courthouse, you might stop AJ from throwing away what's left of his life.
When the judge asks you how you plead, you utter 2 words, not guilty.
Diane, they have the murder weapon with my prints on it.
You got nothing. That gun has been owned by your family for years. There are going to be 100 reasons why your prints are on it.
What about the fact that Connie wrote my name in her blood?
Okay, I've been thinking about that. Connie was with Sonny that night. We know that because Sonny called in the shooting.
So,
Sonny Corinthos has been having a passionate, highly screwed up affair with poor Connie Falconeri. Now, maybe they had an altercation, right? Sonny Corinthos is no stranger to guns. And his antipathy for you is legendary. So he writes your name in her blood. Presto. The perfect crime.
and you don't think that's a bit of a stretch?
I think it leaves room for reasonable doubt, which is all I need to convince a jury. We have a chance here, AJ, but not if you continue this self-recrimination. Whatever mix of self-pity and remorse you are feeling because you drank and you dissed your girlfriend, it's not going to be made better by you sending yourself to prison.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Powers presiding.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. What's first on our agenda today?
Alan James Quartermain Jr., Your Honor. The charge, murder in the first degree.
Mr. Quartermain, to the charge of murder, how do you plead?
The dad, you mean Brad?
Yes, he is the child's father, is he not? Even if you're not together, he does bear some of the responsibility.
I am fully capable of taking care of myself.
Right, but it's not just you anymore, Britt. There's a child now, too. And Brad needs to make sure that you're taken care of, that the child's taken care of. And that means helping you find a place to live. He can keep the appointment
Nick,
with the
please.
realtor. Send him off
No.
to get diapers and
It's not gonna
and
work.
a car seat. What do you mean it's
It's not gonna work.
Why not? Why?
Because Brad has nothing to do with this baby.
What do you mean Brad has nothing to do with this baby?
I mean, we don't have that kind of relationship. Brad wanted a job, not a baby. He didn't want to be involved in this baby's life.
Of course. Why would he? It's supposed to be Patrick's baby. He was supposed to be the dad.
Right.
Whatever. The circumstances have changed. It doesn't matter what Brad wanted. Whatever his motivation, he helped you make this baby, right? Right?
Yes.
Right. So it's half
Yes.
his. Okay. Well, then he should support that baby and help the baby's mother with whatever she needs.
Just like that.
Just like that. He needs to man up and do what dads do.
Well, that wasn't the deal. I can't just go to him now and say that the rules have changed.
Fine, then I will.
What? Mr. Quartermain,
2 words, AJ, not guilty.
what's it gonna be, Mr. Quartermain? How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
AJ, look. Elizabeth.
Mr. Quartermain, the court is waiting. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty? Ms. Miller, is there a plea in our future?
Absolutely, Your Honor. AJ, you have to enter a plea. You know what to say.
Your Honor, I plead not guilty.
Right. Well, now that my client has entered his plea, may we please move to the issue of bail?
Your Honor, bond in this case would be unthinkable. Mr. Quartermain has fled the country on a previous indictment and had the resources to disappear for years. Who's to say he won't do the same thing this time?
I'm inclined to agree with you, Mr. Lazaro. Bail is denied. Mr. Quartermain will be held in custody at the PCPD while he awaits trial.
Your Honor.
We'll take a short break before the next case.
All rise.
Right. Well, I'm sorry about your bail, but at least you listened to reason.
Well, it sucks you have to spend the night in lockup, but at least the chance won't be for too long. Morgan, what's going on?
Can you come over to Dad's? We need you.
All right, I have to go. All right, I'll come see you as soon as they let me. But in the meantime, follow Diane's instructions. Don't talk about the case to anyone but her, okay?
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Listen, thank you so much for coming.
Time to take you to your cell.
Can you please just give me a minute? Please.
1 minute.
Thank you. Elizabeth, thank you so much for coming. Listen, I have to tell you, what I said about Jake, I didn't mean any of it. None of it's true. Look, I know that you were just trying to help me, but I was drinking, and I just wanted to say the meanest, cruelest thing I could to push you away. I didn't think I needed or wanted your help. But you're exactly what I need, just like you are right now. I want to thank you for standing by my side.
AJ, that's not what this is.
Nicholas, I do not want you to say anything to Brad. I don't need you to fight my battles for me.
You may not, but I do, for my own peace of mind.
Peace of mind?
Look, I need to know that you are taken care of and that your child is taken care of, you understand? It's the only way that I'll feel comfortable with letting you leave this house. End of discussion.
I know.
Felix? Bradley Cooper, it's time for you to man up.
I don't know how I feel about you right now, or what to believe about what you did or did not do. But just so you know, I can't make any promises.
I don't expect you to.
And please don't expect me to show up day after day and stand in your corner. All I know is that I had to be here today.
That's enough. I can hold on to that.
Time's up.